asking you to pray for me.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Like everyone said, this time my husband didn't push me. It was God.
Oh, yeah.
And I did everything I could to get out of it, but he wouldn't let me get out of it this time. Because on Thursday night, I couldn't sleep. I've been dealing with some things, and I've been praying over some things. And the Lord woke me up, wouldn't let me sleep Thursday night at all. And I tossed and turned and tried to sleep, but I could not sleep until I just got down on my knees and started praying. And after I prayed, I got back in the bed and tried to go to sleep and still couldn't go to sleep. I tossed and turned. I got up, and the first thing I grabbed was my phone with the King James Bible on my phone and started reading. By that time, my husband woke up and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I can't sleep." I said, "I just keep hearing the scriptures and hearing things in my head." And so I just grabbed something on my phone and just started typing everything that I could hear in my head until the next morning to get up and write it on paper. So I thank God this morning today, and I'm not going to be before you long because I'm not Sister Lindsay or Missionary Phillips or Missionary Freeman. I'm going to say what God gave me, and then I will be out of the way. And my theme was God, all-knowing and all-showing. And you know, God is an all-knowing God. He knows everything that we are going through. And even as saints, we go through some things. But as long as we keep our hands in God's hands, we know everything is going to be all right. And like I said, He knows what we're going through, the things, even if they're good or bad, He knows. And the Bible lets us know in Matthew 10 and 30, the very hairs on your head are numbered. So if He knows how many strands of hair on your head, surely He knows every problem, every situation, every trial and tribulation that we may be faced with. Even with our finances, He knows all about that because it belongs to Him. Everything belongs to Him. And in Psalms 50 and 10 says, "For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills." So whatever we need, God's got it. Even with our enemies, we might have enemies out there, and He knows all about them. He knows who's for us, and He knows who's against us. And no matter how they try to plot and try to destroy you, destroy your influence amongst the people, just keep your hand in God's hand. And He can and don't stop doing what God tells you to do just because of that. Because in His word in Romans 8:31 says, "What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?"
All right.
And also in Psalms 37, 1 through 3 says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, and so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed." So those evildoers that's doing us wrong, they will soon be destroyed. They will soon be cut down. But just keep trusting and believing in God and doing good, doing what He tells you to do. And I thought about that little song that Pastor always sings, "Serving the Lord will pay off after a while." He also knows about our sicknesses. Everything that we're going through in our body, He knows all about it because He knows He made us and He knows all about it. And all we have to do is just do what He says in James 5:14 and 15. "Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of the faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he has committed sins, they shall be forgiven." And even in verse 16 it says, Let us know that the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. So you can't be living any kind of way and believe your prayer is going to get through to God. And He's all showing. And I was thinking about these different stories in the Bible where there's many stories where He showed Himself. But I thought about the 3 stories in the Bible where the lame man that lay by the pool waiting on somebody to put him in the pool so that he can be healed. Jesus came by and He told the man to just rise up and take up his bed and walk. And that's exactly what He did. And then I thought about the blind man. When Jesus came along and just spit on the ground and made some mud and put on his eyes, and he was seeing. He was showing Himself right there. And last but not least, which is one of my favorites, is Mark 5 and 25 through 27. It says, "And a certain woman which had an issue of blood of 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. And when she had heard of Jesus, came in the press behind,